Okie dokie then. So, last week, what we did was, because lack of players, we decided that we would do catch-up, or downtime, sorry. We did 7 days worth of downtime, and I made detailed notes on what had happened. After talking with the Consul of Thoth at Poith, you decided to head back to Mokhul after our resident magical casters inscribed the teleportation memory. And once returning, Laniros asked for the Polynexian Armada to be kept an eye on, with a single vessel pointed out. Make sure it was a single vessel. He then quit on the Mokhul Council and expressed his sadness by all the political greedy manoeuvring and how people didn't consider the greater things and the greater cause, and basically told the entire people left that it would lead them to ruin. At this point, Chester decided with the last week he would have, before he decided to save the planet, he would go spend some time with his fiancée, intermittently joining you guys to help you with the ritual and obviously being there to receive Orwin's boons of resistances. Elsef went on holiday to Capital Island and finds the corpse of Roboguard, a Warforged corpse, and purchases it. And Laniros and Orwin begin using Wish to create diamonds for the mass resurrection ritual. It took them 4 exhausting days to finish. And Laniros also gets hold of the invulnerability spell, and he travels back to the Feywild and leaves most of his important belongings, artifacts, magical items that he wishes to leave behind with his family. And then Laniros began the ritual found in the Amber Census. And we were going to begin today's session just as Laniros was about to finish the ritual. However, before we do that, I do have a question for good old Chester. So,
Good day.
Several times during this week you visited the party and spent some time with Maisie, but is there anything important in those 7 days that you think Chester would have done before he had to travel on towards Poith and into the heavens?
I'm pretty sure he's wrapped things up.
Okay.
I'm pretty certain, unless I'm forgetting something mildly massive. He's sorted Maisie, he's done his main arc. I'm pretty sure he'd be happy.
Okay. Alright, so Laniros, do we remember where you were casting said spell? Was it in the palace?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you'd spent the last, basically, we're going to go with 47 hours and 56 minutes casting this ritual with all of these. And anyone that has attended, you would see this large, maybe 50-foot diameter, purple, blue, and kind of like cyan and like just different coloured circles. And what they do is they spread out throughout the hall that Laniros is in. There's roughly 50 of them, and each one is totally different and unique, with different runes and writings. And as you walk through, those of the arcane minds, so we're talking like Orwin, would begin to see names, ages, to births, informations inscribed in different languages, all basically all over this hall. And you look over, the party looks over towards Laniros and sees like a thick film of sweat on his brow. His hair seems to be matted to his head, and he's in constant winter mode. And you can see his eyes are lidded, red. His hands, they're not as energetic as they should be when casting a spell. You can tell he's tired. I think we made con saves last week. You're not exhausted by this, but you're definitely feeling the effects of the spell. So can I ask who would be in attendance?
Probably not me at this stage, but I might see it.
Okay.
I suspect so, because they were together casting for diamonds anyway. He's not got anything else to be doing, so...
Elsef?
Also would show up.
Alright, so everyone but Chester is there for the final part of this spell. And when it's done, Laniros, you step back out of the circle that you built, admiring it. And as the spell fades, and everyone sees, especially Orwin, the necromancy magic leave his body in one kind of long, extended sigh. It almost sounds like a grave sigh. Someone rattling their last breath. It leaves. And it's a brief moment, a long 30 seconds, Linaris, when you admire your work. It is a fine piece of wizardry, and the circles begin to glow. And in each individual one, the first thing you see, it's like that scene from, don't bother me, The Watchmen, when Dr. Manhattan disintegrates and then begins to come back. It's like the reverse part. He's like growing a skeleton. That happens to 50 different people in this room. You see the skeleton first, some short, some taller than others, some broader, and then you see the nervous system being formed out of the weave, the very weave. It just forms a nervous system, and then you see the organs being built, and this all happens over a period of a few minutes as you watch, and then skin, and then features. You see a handsome face, you see an ugly face, you see a larger man, and then you see a dwarf, and then you see an elf, and their features begin to form. And as you stand at the head of this circle, forming in front of you is what looks like, at first you could tell was maybe male, but then grows certain parts of the female anatomy that were, and then clothes that then begin to drape over it, and then a mantle that you all recognise as a mantle of spell resistance. And as the robes begin to form, they're royal. They're like royal purple with gold hem. And you see this person wears a waistcoat underneath it, with leather breeches and a big thick girdle over like her midriff. And then a crown forms into a jewel. And as she leans back, and you see her eyes actually open and form kind of like elvish blue wolf blue eyes, like icy blue eyes. She turns to look at Linaris, and then turns to look at Alwyn. And the look of confusion on her face is very obvious. She turns to look behind her and sees all of these Neferese people begin waking up from death. Turns to her right, and you see another woman, a dwarf, and then she looks to her left and see basically what is the epitome of a wizard. The pointy hat, the long grey beard. And then she looks towards you guys once more. Still I have thanks to be giving. Looks at her hands. And it's very obvious, Linaris, that some people didn't want to come. You see roughly 5 or 6 circles at empty. But the majority seem to have accepted. Turn back. And you know, these people are over 1,000 years old. They've been dead for a long time. And they look around the splendour of the hall that you've done this in, and immediately the first woman to have formed at the front, tells she looks like a leader, looks like a queen. Looks around and goes, "We're in a monolith."
Yes, a particular one. You are in the Starlit Shield. Is this known today?
Turns Alfando, and the guy with the pointy hat and the grey beard is just looking down at his wands. They just kind of disintegrate, and he goes, "Damn it. Oh no." Reaches into his backpack, brings out, you see like his magical items are disintegrating in his very hand, and he goes, "Oh no, that was my favourite." And then he looks to the left, and she puts one hand on his shoulder. The dwarf looks around, looks up at you, Orwin. What the fuck?
You're right there, little fella.
Little fella? He says female dwarf. Sorry. I'm an
Hard to tell with the beard, sorry.
A fine female beard. And, yeah. He just looks around, they're all so bewildered, and then basically chatter. People begin to recognise one another. Right? And they begin hugging, they begin hands. Some of them begin crossing the whole hall to talk with other people. "Thank you," says what looks like the queenly woman. "I am Lord Magister Urigela Shalandra."
Welcome back. It's been a long time. Most of your people are gone, but you're here now, and we have an urgent matter to attend to. There is a threat coming to take over this world and subject all its people to what they call an endless dream, but it's basically tyranny with another tag on it. Now, we're going to try and fight off this evil amidst the stars. However, we are not sure that we will succeed. Well, the people of this city have failed to rally to defend this world, and so we ask you to do so in case we fail.
Anything? I ask, the war over?
Depends which war.
Elsif cracks up. She's just laughing in the corner.
The war with Asgardians. I know they won. Were winning.
Yes, it's a long story. We can brief you on the events if you wish, but let's put some things into motion first.
Nods. And this is my partner. Points towards the dwarf. And the dwarf introduces herself as Ephos, Archmage Tep. And this is Halfando. Points towards the guy with the pointy hat and the grey beard. And Halfando's still looking at all of his reagents in his wizard's backpack, all just deteriorating, and he's going, no! You see he's got genuine tears. We're not from this planet. We will do as you request, but we would like to go home.
That might be an option at some point. I don't know if your home is still there. As you know it.
May I... He looks towards the window, asking for me to go.
Of course.
And when she swings the window wide open, it's just...
I was just expecting her to go and curve it out the window.
No, but she does, taking the blue sky of Mokhul, and she takes a deep breath. And... Okay. And as the next hour goes on, it's just these group of people becoming acquainted with one another once more.
Yeah, so basically I just want to explain to them that as far as I'm concerned, they can take control of Mokhul again. Because no one else seems to care about it enough to have some leadership.
Okay.
If they see something else that they see as a more fitting way to help defend the planet, then that's fine as well.
She does immediately begin to explain that the elder weapons should be available, but you explain what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming you tell them, like, you know, you killed
one.
Yeah,
of course.
Two are killed and one still exists.
Yeah.
Do you think we could give them the control of it, if they're willing to help? Save me having to, you know, work that thing out.
Most likely. Yes.
One of them could also turn out to, you know, also be really mad and just use it to destroy another town.
Yeah, no one asked for your opinion.
Oh, I'm sorry. Look, I don't give a shit if another town gets destroyed. That's on you then.
Yeah, I'll speak to the whatever her title was.
Lord Magister?
Lord Magister. I believe this is the controller for the weapons you were talking about. If you know how to use it, then it would help us in the fight.
And as you go to hand the red orb over, she looks at it and looks at you, and she looks at you like dead in the eye for 3 seconds, enough for it to become awkward. She says, "You're half Nepheri."
So I'm led to believe. I don't know much about my childhood.
Thank you. Bows, then holds out her hand to accept.
Yeah, he hands it over.
And as she does, you see a swirl of red magic inside it. She goes, I can use this. You will.
Thank you.
Wanna hand her some arcane nukes while we're at it?
She turns. You've got some?
No.
Oh.
I'm heckling.
Oh. Quite the nuisance, aren't you?
Oh, you don't even know. You don't even know.
You will soon, I'm sure.
He
It's
leans.
practically like a vegan, you know. You won't hear the end of it.
She leans into you and goes, oh, as guardians. Right.
The racist as the fucking orb.
Okay, so yeah, they do situate themselves quite easily. It's like, though they're tentative, they don't want to leave Alice at first. But okay, so what's the group doing? I'm assuming at some point Chester will show his face.
On return.
Alright, as a
What
group.
you bitches get up to?
Yeah, I don't think Daenerys has that much left to do.
Oh, you just asked a question by Chester.
Oh, was that to me? Sorry. Repeat,
Well, it was
please.
the
Honestly, it
group.
was generally everyone.
Yeah.
Don't really know.
What did you say?
He just asked what you've been doing. I think he's been away for some, like, what is it, 7 days now?
Well, I mean, you walk in and there's just like 50 powerful netheries around and all this.
Nothing much then. That's my own question.
I went to Capital and purchased a corpse.
You what?
Well, you didn't ask how my day was. Chester did.
Would you like to tell Chester? What?
What's
Well,
that?
Chester,
Good for you.
Chester doesn't seem to care near us, so I guess you won't find out.
I guess I won't. Side.
Has anyone told her today that no one gives a fuck about her opinion? Or is that a...
Yep, we've been over that.
Right, well. So, he does some stretches. Where are we
Still
going?
sleeping in the doghouse, Master Decker, or have you moved into the entrance hall?
No, things are good. Time does that. Little bit of time here, little bit of time there. Anyway, it would appear that I back in good graces and ready for some time away. Things are good.
Sounds convincing.
Yes, everything's fine.
So, let's go. No need to go back by mine. I'm packed.
Did you remember to bring your toothbrush?
Got it. Got my prenup somewhere too. Sleeping bag, all the important things.
So, is that the group heading back to Poith to on with it, or?
I would suggest we find some poor sucker to take in the fire soul so we can bring Ali Aiden. You know, the powerful sorcerer.
I'm assuming we're not doing this like now. We're doing it. This is coinciding prior to like a rest or something. I assume, and we'd sleep and then go fully prepared.
Well, I think we worked it out that you would have something like 12 hours left after the ritual was cast or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
Time for a rest.
Yeah, okay, you can all have a rest. It's early morning day after the rest.
Are we all ready then?
If we don't want to bring Ali Aiden, then I guess we're ready.
Well, if you perhaps spend time trying to organize that rather than trying to find a corpse.
What,
We did
you
a
mean,
golden with.
you mean you expect me to make a friend, convince him to take in the duty of the fire soul, and then, talk with Ali Aiden, a man that does not like me? Yes, it is really strange that I didn't do any of those things.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the heroes that are trying to save the planet.
The way I see it, we're now going into space, and after that I'm either dead, or will no longer have to speak to any of you, so let's get on with it.
Wow, fuck. Okay, so before we go, I would like to point out, I'd like to thank everyone that you've been the best party ever. Obviously been best friends, and we've been on a grand journey, and you all love each other, willing to die for one another. This has been...
You think?
Why didn't we get more level ups then?
No, Rocket!
I could do it.
And everyone gets a level up. For fuck's sake!
Such a good recording as well.
You know it.
Yeah.
What was that, Liam?
And everyone gets a level up.
Oh,
I
thanks, mate.
hate you. Stop that!
I passed! Didn't do it. Okay.
Yeah, we can swing by to get Ali Aiden if you want.
Mm-hmm.
But we need like someone to fill in for us the fire soul if we actually want to bring him.
Are you volunteering?
Well, then you have Alien instead of me, so instead of,
I mean,
one person
sure.
that doesn't die and four casters, it's just four casters. Do we know any like good-natured person we can dupe into taking the fire soul in?
Yeah,
I
probably
did
one
think-
of these Netherese.
Okay. You already gave these people a task. Now you want to give them if you leave this tower, the world ends.
What do you mean, those people?
The last Netherese that woke out from 1,000 years of slumber or whatever destroyed Mokhul City. You don't know any of them.
Yeah, they're practically family.
You basically met them and gave them a country-ending artifact.
Yeah.
It takes me longer to decide on someone to take care of pets when I'm on holiday. So no, I don't think we should give that duty to an Netherese. We should give it to someone, we've known for more than 10 minutes.
Hey, do you know what the firebolt is?
Don't you dare! What about Amond? He seems to have a backbone.
Cool.
How do I remember that? The one guard that talks to us.
Well, so what's the group doing? Huh?
I think we aren't doing it because you don't have a single friend.
Whose fault is
We
that?
haven't made many of those over the last few years, though, to be
No,
fair.
we've killed all of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Say we.
Oh, I didn't kill any friends because I haven't made any. So really, if you've killed friends, it's all on you guys.
Of course, making friends is easy when the people around you don't care about anyone. But anyway.
I guess we'll just leave Alien in his tower and hope he doesn't go mad again.
It'll be fine. Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think as part of the contingency plans for this world, Elsa's opinion be damned. I would have just informed them about the general situation of everything. They don't need to be given the fire soul, but at least they can know about it, and they can perhaps try and convince our lady themselves if one of them feels that it is within their plight. But also, if one of them wants to. If no one wants to and they want to go back to their own world, then I'm not gonna try and keep them here to force them to do it. So,
Okay, so before the teleportation to Poif happens, first of all, Owen,
Yes.
you do receive a message back, and
From who?
Anna,
Okay.
you do hit.
We could make Anna the fire soul.
No.
Do hit. Oh, that's adventurous. Well, I don't know what to say. Luck, or you're a good friend, a good man. Come back in
Thanks.
one piece. Love, Anna. Do I sign it up? And then it ends. Like, do I sign up like that? Like, as if she's asking someone, and then it just ends. And then, nearly a minute after that, you hear, "Oh, all in space. Come see Dad. Where are you going?"
Yeah, I'll get there eventually, but, well, technically we are going to space. We're going to the moon, and then probably that's it.
Okay, you do get a final sending message back. "Oh, we're weeks from the moon. But if you do pass the green planet, we haven't got a name for it yet. You're there. Oh, the Gif Yankee. Don't go near them. They're not nice."
I'll try to avoid it, and, if I die, well, I hope you've kept that catcher safe.
"You're not going to die, Owen." So you get another one. "You won't, trust me."
Enjoy. Leave it on that.
What if we dupe that poor sod Frank into becoming the Fire Soul?
I should have clearly been the Tide Soul, right?
Oh, that's a bit racist, isn't it?
It's his. He literally worships Poseidon. What?
How is that
Just a bit religious.
racist? No.
We also didn't tell Macross. I guess if we do pick up Frank, we will have to tell Macross children that we killed their dad in an elaborate plot to not have to fight a guy. So maybe we should just go to space.
As a group now, I need your decision, your ready check if you're ready.
Ready?
Yeah, no good.
Ready.
So, the party, I don't know which one, I'm assuming Aniros would teleport you back to Poith?
Me, I suspect.
Ah, okay, so Allwyn teleports the group back to Poith, and you see that huge lighthouse, which we discovered last week was actually a Spelljammer port, a large tower for floating airships to dock, and it goes all the way up thousands of feet. Last time, you used fly spells to get up. Doing the same this time?
Teleport again. Got at will, teleport, and plane shift as a bonus action, so...
Ah, nice. So the group Rick then just appears at the top of the tower, and well, it's not the top. Remember, his abode is several floors below the top. And as you appear in that very plain grey stone room, the console of Thoth sits on his prayer mat, has prayer beads wrapped up in one arm. Opens his eyes as you walk in. Nods at you all.
Here we are again. One moment. Rather than actually open a telepathic bond, I'm going to try and see if he wants to talk in a different way, not just like pull out some paper and start writing on it.
Right.
Say, look, we will be traveling soon. If there's any advice you wish to give us, any help you wish to give us, do it now, otherwise we will be ready to leave in 10 minutes.
And he begins writing. And eventually he finishes and hands it to you. The letter basically said, like an old version of Common, almost dwarvish, that where he will be sending you at first is a bridge from his memories. There he knows that while you're there, with his powers given to him being that you remember him being an avatar of a forgotten god, or a god that he can't remember who he is an avatar of, he knows that his power can shift the runes on this bridge to get you where you need to go. So it's not just you're going straight to the moon. He needs to send you somewhere where he will then basically attune the bridge to send you there.
The Rainbow Bridges, Bifrost us over to the moon.
Yeah, he is the lost avatar of Heimdall, by the way. I don't know if you've written that, but yes, he is.
I got the Thor Ragnarok reference when you mentioned the bridge.
Yeah. Well, Ragnarok. It's not a rainbow bridge. What are you talking about? Not this one, anyway. Anyway, but he does write down, be prepared to fight off void creatures to interrupt.
Yeah, I'll just read along as he's writing stuff down, and I'll just nod.
You get a final warning. Once you've gone there, can't bring you back.
Yeah, should be easily done.
Alright. You guys ready?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
It's okay. So he stands up, begins walking you up to the apex of the tower. While there are 8 pillars and 1 central, 9 pillars, each with runes inscribed upon them. He walks you up to the main pillar, and he runs his hands. It's like scarred across it. And as he does, the runes begin to glow green. And then does the same with the rest of the pillars as they begin to light up different colours of the rainbow. And nods to you all. Kind of good luck. Knows that you're going into danger.
Is this the take us to another place, or is this the take us to the moon?
Take us to another.
Crackle.
And there's a moment when he just stares at you all. You see and feel below you the monolith from. Runes begin lighting up from the base, begin travelling at the speed of light all the way to the top. And then you're all surrounded in a multitude of colours. And he fades briefly. Away. And you all feel your feet disappear from the floor. And the monoliths vanish below you as if it was like yanked away from you, and you soar up through a central pillar of arcane energy. It's kind of sickening. And then Elzeth, Starshear, after about 6 seconds of this, boof, burst of magic from Starshear surrounds everyone. It's like a white domed shield that then forms a full sphere, and you feel like it's protecting you. You do feel its protective energy like surround you all. And then it's as if you see something rushing towards you, as if you've fallen real hard onto like solid ground, and around you there's just a starscape. Moment, let me load the map. And as you land, immediately you can feel the presence of Starshear protecting you. And around you there are humongous arcane runes and rings surrounding you. That dome you see is on the map is Starshear. Starshear's like protective dome.
That's a cool map.
Cool.
Yeah, obviously it's not done by me.
Really?
I wish I could do this stuff. As you land, you look around and there are 4 gates. One in the east, one in, well, as east can be. You can't even tell if you're actually kind of on solid, straight ground. Everything feels bewildering at first, and you look around you and there's just this deathly silence here. It's just nothing here. And there are 4 separate gates. And at that moment, you see the rings around you begin to move and turn, and you feel the presence of the console beginning to manipulate this bridge, moving it around. And the runes around you begin to light up, and this thing begins to spin slowly, and then faster. And after about 15-20 seconds, all 4 gates light up. I have initiative from it.
Certainly may.
and as these gates light up, you see creatures swirling in the light. NPCs out.
Oh shit. There's a lot of them.
It's from all sides as well.
First things first, you see this swirl of massive void tentacles begin charging towards you guys. This thing hovers over towards Owen, dashing. That begins hovering as well. And this creature that moves towards you, it's got skeletal, but you see its eyes leak void. Elzef, your turn.
As an action, Elsef gets outside turrets.
Okie dokie.
Let's stop the spell slot gone. And then like split up. And then as a bonus action, Elsif is going to enter a defensive stance.
Yep. Perfect.
And I enter.
Yep. Doing the dash actions of most of them. The nearest your turn.
Alright. Well, not knowing much about these things, just start them off with a little still wind strike.
Nice. Is this which one are you doing this at?
I'll target 5 of the void tentacle mass things from top to bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep. Immediately you slice into it, but as you slice into it, the first thing you feel is like a cold energy, like there's just nothingness. Alright, then next one. Yep.
That's a bad crit.
It
is 14 on 60-10. It's pretty awful.
next one. So here.
And that's a bad roll as well.
What are you doing?
And then
like 200 damage in one turn.
and then that one.
Yep.
Yep. All good hits. Like I said though, each one as you strike through, it's just kind of like an intense cold, and you feel like if Starshear wasn't there, then you would have taken a lot of damage then. Anything else?
No.
Just a sir.
We'll end over there.
Okay. Todd?
I think Todd said be right back.
Just as the combat began.
Yep.
Okay, it's okay.
That's
I'll
God.
guess we'll take Allwyn's turn and then go back to Chester.
I'm gonna cast Zone of Atmosphere. Yourself some breathy bubble. And it's basically Starshear's effect. But
Yeah,
as a
but-
spell
Know where you're putting it?
on myself.
Oh, you're centering it on you.
Yeah, travels with me.
Okay, give me a second. Let's give you a separate colour. What colour would you like?
Purple.
Something, yeah, I was about to say something not too intrusive because otherwise you can't see the battle map. It doesn't really go over like the